Hi again, wonderful listeners. This is episode 11 of Trev's Talk, and I'm your host, Trev. I'm going to bring you up to speed on what is happening about scholarships so far. In episode 8, I mentioned my journal entry for the 18th of August 2010, which states, I awoke at 2:50 a.m. by having my name, Trevor, called again like before. It was insistent and urgent, making me sit up quickly and answer strongly, but still not waking Alva, who is a light sleeper. Maybe this is to show me that I can be woken without waking Alva. I awoke again at 5:10 a.m, having just dreamed of a parent holding hands with me and having a lean, supple youth doing talented, graceful ballet leaps over our extended and linked arms. I feel this is a clue to use the Medjugorje Centre to do scholarships for talented youth and working with the parents as well. End of journal entry. This dream is the first hint or clue that I would be doing scholarships through the Medjugorje Centre charity in the future. It was a forecast or prophecy in 2010. Then another journal entry on the 20th September 2010 states, I was watching TV and a 12-year-old boy singer came on, and I thought how God-given talents can be given to young children who may need help to develop them because their parents cannot afford coaching, etc. I thought maybe the Medjugorje Centre could help, and I got GBs. This reminded me that I have had the dream about the young talented youth doing graceful ballet leaps over the extended arms of the youth's parents and myself. I got GBs then too. End of journal entry. So in August 2010, I had the ballet boy dream, and in September 2010, I had the 12-year-old singer boy, GBs, both hinting towards me doing scholarships. Fast forward then 15 years to January this year, when the anonymous benefactor gave the Medjugorje Centre $10,000 for me personally to administer. So I then contacted the principal of the local Aboriginal school and suggested we give scholarships to kids at his school that showed potential. The principal is currently investigating the best way for his school to handle monies from the private sector. Then, while waiting for the Education Department to move in its slow government fashion, I made another journal entry on the 28th of February just gone, which states, just awoke at 1:10 a.m. by a stabbing itch from shoulder to right breast. It was very intense, and it happened when I said to someone in my dream, I want to show talent within Australia. So it is important that I remember that and act on it when I get the chance. The following morning at 5:45 a.m, I received a session of beautiful ecstasies. End of journal entry. There is no doubt in my mind that I've been strongly prompted over many years to start a scholarship project. It is now just a matter of waiting for the Education Department to designate the financial system the school principals are to use in handling the funds. We now must wait to commence granting scholarships. When the Education Department gives us the okay to start it, I will pass that info on in my podcasts. This knowledge about the scholarship project starting at some point makes me mull it over in my mind and has given me an idea of how I can use it for fundraising and getting other organisations involved. I have an ambitious scheme ready to try once we've got the go-ahead from the Education Department. If I'm right and things work out the way I anticipate, I will keep a running report on it here in my weekly podcasts. You, wonderful listeners, we'll see how events unfold from my first scholarship dream way back in 2010 to the present time, and hopefully the beneficial involvement of other organisations. So I will leave the scholarship topic for now and delve into some more journal entries. I have not talked much about the intensely beautiful pleasure feelings the spiritual world blesses me with from time to time. These are the feelings I call ecstasies because they are more intense and pleasurable than any feelings I have ever felt before in my long life. Around the time I was setting up the Medjugorje Centre charity, I had a lot of worry. I was dealing with various government bodies and trying to navigate through all their regulations without being locked out from forming a legal body that could accept public donations. It was highly stressful. So over the couple of months needed to legally consolidate the charity, I was often given ecstasies. The charity was incorporated in October 2010, but I was still not granted the charitable collections licence, which I had to have for receiving donations. Without that, the charity was useless. So I was encouraged by a journal entry on the 30th of October 2010, which states, "Woke up in the early hours not having any special dream, so went back to bed at 2:45 a.m. and for 15-20 minutes was given the pleasure. Mostly it was very mild and subtle, with one pleasurable surge. It was beautiful. When it ended, I was able to go back to sleep. Later that day, I had been napping and dreamt that love is the most incredible thing, and I was given a jolt of pleasure that was so strong it awakened me. So I came and wrote it down. Maybe God is making me love him more. The pleasure does that." End of entry. From journal entry of the 7th of November 2010. Today, driving in the car, I experienced 2 sharp throbs of pain in my upper left brain. I immediately remembered that I had not taken a dose of my Medjugorje today. It was a reminder from the Spirit, just like the time I was given a sharp, intense pain in my right canine tooth that was not there. I have been reminded twice now that the Medjugorje needs to be taken every day. Later, same day, I had an afternoon nap and dreamt that I received an official document from a figure of authority. I have been trying to set up a charity for Our Lady, and I have had plenty of difficulties. So this last dream puts my mind at rest, because I have now been told that I will get there. End of journal entry. That journal entry told me that people needed to take my Medjugorje every day, and I would be successful in getting the government collections licence for donations. I will talk more on reminders to take the Medjugorje in next week's podcast. I want to talk more on ecstasies now. There were several nights of ecstasies around this period. I believe they were to keep me encouraged and to erase my concerns. Then another journal entry of the 16th of November 2010 states, "Awoke about 5 a.m. and was treated to 15-20 minutes of subtle, soft and beautiful pleasure. And I just kept saying over and over, 'Beautiful God, beautiful God, beautiful God.' It was a very beautiful experience." End of entry. Then journal entry of the 23rd of November 2010 states, "From 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. I dozed and woke, and had a very gentle pleasure feeling, except for once when I thought, God is making me love him more. Then I got a surge before it went back to the gentle way." End of entry. Then next day's journal entry of the 24th of November 2010 states, Again woke to mild, gentle pleasure, and it's just lovely. End of entry. And then again the following day's journal entry of the 25th of November states, awoke about 4:35 a.m. and dozed on and off until 4:55 a.m. and the whole time I was treated to mild, gentle pleasure, except for one surge while I was saying, beautiful God, beautiful God. End of entry. So those journal entries should give you some idea of the ecstasies I am so blessed to receive. This was just a small sample. The ecstasy experience has been given to me many, many times since 2009. It seems to be always for rewarding my acceptance of guidance or giving me encouragement to act. Well, wonderful listeners, that's it for this week. Please follow on Spotify or subscribe on YouTube and comment if you will, please, to help me grow a meaningful number of subscribers. Next week I will talk more about the Medgewater and how I've been taught to use it. I will chat about the times I was led to record about it in my journal. So, this is Trev tuning out for this week.